Thank you so much, Senator Sinema, and Senator Langford is coming soon, I think. And to both of you, we appreciate you holding this subcommittee hearing on a really important topic. It's been great to work with you on these issues. Our energy infrastructure is so critical, and as you say, it's under threat so much now, particularly with all the natural disasters. We work together on broader infrastructure issues, roads, bridges, and so on, but we also need to think about our energy infrastructure and be sure it's able to deliver that reliable and affordable energy to our homes and our communities, which our national security depends on, certainly our economic prosperity depends on. Senator Sinema and I, along with 8 of our colleagues, partnered on this Bipartisan Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. Senator Carper and others very involved in this. And it does provide a $65 billion investment into our energy infrastructure and our electric grid. The larger bill includes something else that I think is very important, and I know will be a topic of today's hearing, and that's how to ensure that as we're moving forward with energy infrastructure, we're doing it in a more cost-effective way so the federal dollar can be stretched further. Along those lines, Senator Sinema and I introduced what's called the Federal Permitting Reform and Jobs Act earlier this year. It basically lifts the sunset on a program that has been in place for the last several years that has worked very well. We make that program permanent. It's called FAST 41, referring to the FAST Act, which was the Surface Transportation Bill. Title 41 of it is a proposal that Senator McCaskill out of this committee and I worked on back in 2014 and 2015. And it's a common sense way to bring agencies together at the start of a permitting process for some of our largest infrastructure projects to develop a transparent timeline, hold them accountable to it. Also establishes the Federal Permitting Improvement Steering Council. By the way, one of our witnesses today, I see, Madam Chair, is Alex Hergott, who was executive director of that group, and he continues to work on these issues. The notion is to help resolve conflicts between agencies on projects and develop permitting best practices, speeding up permitting, not going around the permitting requirements, but doing so in a much more cost-effective way. And because the system has been so complicated, that's easy to do. Give you one example of this, the FAST 41 programs have reduced the NEPA review process from 4.5 years on average to 2.5 years on average for covered projects. By the way, that's a 45% savings, which represents billions of dollars in savings. So this is one thing that's working in our federal government: faster, more effective permitting, green lighting projects, and particularly for energy infrastructure, this has been critical. And again, it does too without reducing any environmental or safety standards. The Senate passed a larger infrastructure bill, of course, with 69 votes way back in August, more than 2.5 months ago. Our hope is that even in the next few days, we may see that legislation pass the United States House of Representatives. I certainly hope so, because it's critical to fixing our crumbling infrastructure and strengthening our economy. But again, it also fixes our nation's core infrastructure, including energy infrastructure, without raising taxes or adding to inflation, while helping our economy grow in the long term. So I really appreciate your holding the hearing today, and to you and Senator Langford, it's always a pleasure to work with both of you. My hope is that we'll get into some good Q&A today with some of your witnesses and learn more about how we can indeed improve our critical energy infrastructure. Thank you, Madam Chair.